Hey there, it's Chrissy from ChrissyMTarot, welcoming me back from a super long break. As we move forward, I've taken a bit of a hiatus. I've not really put out a lot of tarot scopes or weekly cards, but I've just been working on myself, working on some other things, and trying to reinvent where I'm going. So you may see me put out some different things. I don't know what's going to stick and move forward or what's just a one-time thing, but I'm just trying to reinvent what I'm doing so that I can offer more than what I've been offering and kind of have my business evolve with me as I evolve and change as well. So I may do more of this kind of thing. I may go back to the tarot scopes. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like yet. So just stick with me and we'll both figure this out together. I am going to cover some recent astrology that we had. Now, let me first disclaim I am not an astrologer. I happen to love it and follow it very passionately. But I am not your girl if you're looking for astrology reading. I have a couple that I work with that I can recommend, but I think it's super important to be aware of the energies that we are currently dealing with so we can have a sense of where things might be heading as we travel through this most extreme rough patch of the human timeline. I wrote a statement the other day and I want to share it because it would be a disservice if I pretended that everything was going to be okay. We are spiritual beings having a human existence, and unfortunately, sometimes that human existence is ugly, and we have to tune into our spiritual senses to help navigate it. So humans don't evolve until they are faced with something that pulls the rug out from underneath them and changes everything, changes their course of action, changes the way they view things. And most often that has to come through trauma, unfortunately, because otherwise humans would just keep doing what they do. And at this point in human evolution, we need to evolve. We need to evolve spiritually because we've gone so far backwards and so far away from our spiritual connection that we're heading more into like being these disconnected AI robots. So, unfortunately, I feel that as ugly as some of what we are about to experience is, it's necessary so that we can heal and get back to what's important and what it is to be a spiritual human. So the quote that I wrote was, "As we make our way through the days, weeks, months ahead, let our intuition and soul work together as an efficient compass, and our unfiltered awareness will be the flashlight that navigates the dark." Now, unfiltered awareness, what do I mean by that? I mean that we need to look at things as they are, not as we wish them to be, not as we want them to be, not as we think they are, but as they are. The astrological transits around us have been super intense, and you can expect that our world will follow suit. As above, so below. So unfortunately, we can expect an increase in volatility, unpredictability, fear, and anger to erupt all around us. But the key to navigating these times is to not allow it to erupt within us. The recent Mars-Uranus-Taurus combination can literally leave the world shaking in terms of earthquakes, volcanoes, and other significant natural disasters, but also with human behavior. Some other themes that erupt from this alignment could involve tremendous violence, extreme and explosive war, think big scale or new age weapons, angry people and mob violence, which just means civil unrest, and other disastrous events. Now, not all the themes will necessarily play out, and not all of them will directly affect us here in the United States or even you personally. But we will see them. We will see them either throughout the world or we will see them in our own experiences. But the important piece is knowing what to expect, knowing what may come, so that we can best be prepared. And we need to be consciously aware of the energy that we are putting out so we do not contribute to this violence and this anger and this fear, so that we remain as centered and stable as possible, because through stability, through remaining centered, we will keep our lens clean, our lens clear, so we can see with that awareness. This alignment likely brought forth the recent incidents in Pennsylvania and will likely bring more incidents involving the same. We could also see incidents with other leaders, military, and societal structures. As we start to wind down 2024 and crest into 2025, we will absolutely see establishments and institutions failing and falling apart. Given the Venusian and Taurus energy involved, there's a strong likelihood we will see themes involving our food, our financial institutions, and our values, or what is considered valuable. Banking and money changes could happen instantly. There could be sudden changes in what things are worth. And intuitively, I recently felt a sudden shift coming in gas prices. A couple years ago, I had a vision of a sign that was $7.29 a gallon for regular unleaded. And recently I had the hit that I think one night we will just go to bed and we'll be paying one price, and then the next morning we'll wake up and then we'll be paying double. It won't be a gradual increase like we've seen in the past. It'll be due to some type of event. With the Uranus energy, which is associated with electricity and technology, there could be themes of cybersecurity, issues with the grid, some type of issues with our technology that really impacts us. This could even be new age kind of weapons that they're using for war too. Uranus and Taurus together really personally give me the digital currency vibe. So I do feel we will be getting pushed more into that direction as we go forward. Taurus also rules the land, including our farms, our food, and our natural resources. So we will find that we have challenges in those areas. Unfortunately, with this recent transit, the fixed star Algol was in the mix. And Algol is considered to be the most nefarious, evil fixed star in astrology. You can't even make this up. It deals with heads and losing one's head. It's actually quite literally the head of the monster in mythology. So, in its worst case, I suppose it could deal with physical decapitation, which is a super unpleasant thought. But I think more so, it's about losing our heads, losing control, having mental and emotional breakdowns and outbursts, and just overall unrest. I do feel we will see people who have been kind of led under the influence of the mainstream media magic start to lose control as the illusions of the narrative start to kind of crumble. I think we'll also see some people who were considered celebrities or key figures kind of lose control too. And that may be like a house of cards where if one starts to fall, he or she brings the others down with him. Algol is associated with alcohol, so this is a side note that this is probably not the time to be consuming and taking chances with machinery, electricity, driving, because you will not be successful. As these energies play out most intensely right now, these last couple weeks of July 2024, but they do last right through to 2025. We need to take the advice of one of my most recent posts and float in a boat that we name faith. We let the tides go out, let them come back in, let the seawater get turbulent around us. Just stay in faith. Focus on where the boat is going and focus on what's ahead. And if at all possible, try to pull others on board. The rest of 2024 is going to bring a lot of incredible challenges, and 2025 will bring more of the same. But these extreme challenges will also bring special and rare opportunities and even some hidden blessings. I do think we will see the worst and the absolute best of what humanity has to offer. It will be through harsh realities and hardships that people will finally recognize what is truly important in this life. They will unite and return to a more generous, peaceful, community-based heart and spirit. They will regain connection and heal the divide, and by doing so, they will help heal the planet. But unfortunately, it's going to come through a lot of loss. As an aside, I do like to read energies from both sides because I always feel we have the possibility of experiencing both. It's my personal hope that as Mars, the planet of action, and Uranus, the planet of unexpected events and rebellion, met with Algol, the head of the monster, in a weird, twisted turn of events, things may suddenly shift, and people will choose to unite to take the head off this very monster that has been responsible for creating the destruction, the division, the fear, and the circumstances that enslave the human soul and spirit. This interpretation is by far my personal favorite and my dream for every single one of us.